What's up, Silver Stackers? Thank you for tuning in. This is Silver Slayer. Will cryptocurrency replace precious metals in the future? I think that's an extremely silly question to ask, since silver and gold is tangible. It has intrinsic value. Silver is the most highly conductive metal for thermal conductivity, electricity, even light sensitivity. Its need for solar panels, electric vehicles, 5G towers. You can't replace silver with Bitcoin in a solar panel because silver is the metal needed for that solar panel to work. Same with electric vehicles. Bitcoin can't replace something that has industrial uses. If you're looking at monetary, still the same case. I think that both of these have a place in the upcoming future, but to try to compare them is silly. What about cryptocurrencies backed by precious metals? Just like our dollar, used to be backed by gold and silver, just wipe out the dollar and replace it with crypto, and voila. And that's actually what a lot of nations are leading to, a crypto backed by physical precious metals. But to try to compare these, or even say, try to stretch as far as saying replace, is just very silly to do. Precious metals and cryptocurrency go against the dollar. Once you put that dollar into silver or even gold, you took the control, the power away from the Federal Reserve and put it into your own hands. They can't control you anymore. When you're in debt, you're a slave to the system. When you own precious metals, physical, you are in complete control of your wealth. Same with Bitcoin. Same with cryptocurrency. Exactly why they don't want you investing in the precious metals, because they want to control you. So anyways, the link to this article will be in the description. Let's see what they are talking about. I think it's going to be really funny to try to see how they're going to even try to come up with a reasonable case of how crypto could replace precious metals. Each year, the investment market is becoming more unstable and harder to predict, with world events changing currency exchange rates literally every day and every hour. However, despite the rapid development of technology and new cryptocurrencies, people still wonder if this will be the case in the near future. Today, we are going to answer this question by finding out all the pros and cons of cryptocurrencies and precious metals. So, trying to look at it this way, as what the majority would start investing into, saying Bitcoin is the new gold, I hate when people try to make this case. Bitcoin and gold both have a place, but not to try to replace one another. Indeed, by many accounts, cryptocurrency seems to be an attractive alternative to the traditional gold and precious metals oriented funds. Moreover, speaking about Bitcoin, it has continued to rise again during this year, reaching and surpassing 46,000 in just a few days. Now it's down to 20,000 though. And yet now is definitely not the time to say that crypto, and particularly Bitcoin, will finally overthrow gold from its position of the most reliable alternative investment. And no, that's never going to happen. Gold is always the most reliable. Bitcoin is extremely volatile, and it's a digit on a screen. When you hold gold in your hand, you are in complete control. Even though crypto, yes, it's decentralized, you could store it in a cold wallet, a hard wallet, offline, it's still a digit on the screen. Let's say the power grid goes out. What are you going to do? We're talking about tangible assets, assets within itself. Usable. I mean, silver is used for the Green New Deal, advancing technologically, and this new digital era. Crypto has its place, but precious metals are what builds the technology for crypto to have that place in the first place. I always say, if you can't hold it, you don't own it. You can't hold Bitcoin. Despite the tremendous gains of the last year, there are too many vulnerable factors that could change the situation in a matter of seconds. First of all, the movement around the world towards recognizing Bitcoin as an official means of payment has just begun. After all, though, we live in a fast-paced world. There are also those countries who are just beginning their development. Nevertheless, PayPal recently allowed users to buy and sell crypto, a list of goods that can be paid for directly with Bitcoin. Second, Bitcoin in particular remains a highly volatile currency. One day, you can either significantly increase your fortune several times or lose a certain amount of your capital. And yeah, I mean, back when we had the gold standard, or, when gold was a set price of $35, that made a lot more sense using it as a currency because it's stable. If crypto was stabilized at, let's say, $20,000, that would make more sense. But to have an extremely volatile, coin like crypto or Bitcoin as money, it would have to be somewhat stabilized. And if you're trying to put a centralized bank in control of that, it completely ruins the entire purpose. Crypto is decentralized. There is no bank of Bitcoin. Everyone controls Bitcoin. It's the exact opposite of a central bank where one particular party's in control. Bitcoin, everyone's in control. And if something wants to change, if a change wants to happen on the blockchain, people have to vote. Right? You are in complete control. So to say a centralized bank is controlling a decentralized coin is extremely, it's extremely contradicting. So anyways, this is worth considering before investing in this type of asset. In the next decade, however, many financiers are predicting that Bitcoin's price will rise more than twice. In contrast to crypto, gold and silver have been leading the way in terms of stability for centuries and have gained a strong reputation as one of the main advantages of gold is the support of central banks. Now, regardless of that, the main reason gold is such a good investment is because it's money, real money. Money is something that cannot be created nor destroyed. Gold and silver have been money for 5,000 years, since the beginning of man. And in 5,000 years, it still will be, because there's actual uses, more so silver, but gold still. They're both metals on the periodic table. Talking about things on the periodic table, you can't create gold and silver out of the Earth's crust. It came here from asteroids and comets. I mean, that we're talking about something that's much farther beyond anything digital. Gold has never failed, which means that even if you buy it now, won't lose out and can always make a profit. That's what I was just saying. Also, thanks to technology, this can now be done online. Without a doubt, here, the main criteria is to deal with trusted companies only. Oh, they're going to try to plug their stuff now. And by the way, if you did want to buy, since they're going to plug their stuff, I'll share, a very beneficial place to buy your precious metals, which is Miles Franklin. They have the best prices because if there is a price lower than theirs, they will match it. But also, they're still one of the few and only authorized dealers working with the U.S. Mint. Miles Franklin still purchases and can get eagles and silver and gold from the U.S. Mint. No other company can. The U.S. Mint cut off everyone publicly from purchasing through them. Nobody can buy through the U.S. Mint anymore. Only like 10 or 15 authorized dealers, and Miles Franklin is one of those dealers. So building a relationship business-wise is extremely beneficial, and I think that, especially since they will match any price that's lower than theirs, just send a link or a screenshot and show, hey, this place has a better price, they will match it. So you can't go anywhere that's cheaper, and building a business relationship, with them is extremely beneficial. Let them know Silver Slayer sent you. Send an email to info@milesfranklin.com. Finally, gold has practical benefits both nowadays and in the future. Its value in industry and jewelry production is indisputable. I think silver more so. I don't know why they mentioned gold. I mean, yes, there is a little bit of gold used in electronics. I used to scrap gold out of cell phones myself, but gold is mainly used for coins and jewelry. silver is the one that's used in the industry. The utility of gold has historically played a key role in its popularity as a means of payment, and this trend is unlikely to be changed in the future. I'm glad that this article is pointing more towards physical gold and silver, or gold at least, more than crypto, and explaining some good reasons why. I was expecting it to try to convince us that crypto can replace gold. While currently crypto is performing much better than gold, in the future investors are likely to use both metals or both methods to protect and grow their funds, right? That's so true. They both have their place, not trying to replace another or compare them. Such instruments will generally remain relevant because the central banks are in no hurry to cut down on their liquidity saturation programs, which means they print almost unlimited amounts of money. There's only 21 million Bitcoin that will ever be created. 21 million, and there's probably, last time I checked, there were 16 million already mined out of the blockchain. So I'm sure there's probably 17 or 18 million that are mined. So there's only a couple million Bitcoin left to be found, and mining difficulty gets harder and harder. So when all the Bitcoin is mined out of the blockchain, that means the only Bitcoin left is the ones floating around in circulation. And if people keep holding on to it, and a lot of Bitcoin's actually lost, people pass away and they don't know the and their loved ones don't know the password to their cold wallet. Lots of Bitcoin actually gets lost. Or people just keep it. What's going to happen? That means whoever owns the Bitcoin can set the price. Kind of, same with the silver shortage. Producers turn into consumers and vice versa. But precious metals has actual uses beyond just people wanting to hold that coin for their own sake. So you could see why in the end of the day, gold and silver is always safer. So yeah, I'm going to wrap this video up here. I thought this was a pretty good article actually. Would cryptocurrency replace precious metals in the future? Let me know what you think. Make sure you like the video if you did like the video. Make sure you subscribe, click the bell because I do post daily videos as well. Thanks for tuning in. This was Silver Slayer. I'll see you guys soon. Peace.